All right. Hello, future viewers. I am Kayla, and
I am Monica.
this is Monica. And we are going to be talking about how to survive online classes today. I'm going to go ahead and share the PowerPoint. Okay. Is that good? Can everybody see? Or can you see, Monica?
Good.
Okay. All right. So first, this is just a little disclaimer that this is not for therapeutic use or treatment. This is strictly just psychoeducation by me and Monica. We are MSW field students and we are under the supervision of the ASU Counseling Center. If you're experiencing any emotional discomfort, please contact counseling services or for immediate assistance, the crisis helpline. So we kind of already introduced ourselves. I'm Kayla and we have Monica. We are both social work field students and we will be seeking our licensure post-graduation. All right, so some of the reasons why online classes can start to be a little bit difficult are that it's easy to get behind on assignments if you're not regularly checking on your Blackboard, or if you don't have your assignments written down on a calendar, you can easily forget them. Sometimes it's hard to understand material when you don't have a teacher right in front of you. You often can lose your motivation for class because you're not really engaging in class and you're getting behind on things, so your motivation kind of can get lost. And it's also very easy to get distracted when you are taking classes online. Okay, so a couple of our tips is to log into your class as soon as possible. So as soon as you know that your syllabus and stuff is going to be uploaded on Blackboard, you want to log in, you want to write down all those due dates, you want to read your rules and expectations, your assignments. You want to get really familiar with your class before it starts. And then also log into your class regularly. So if you are not required to meet on like Zoom or Collaboration or WebEx at a certain time for your class, you want to set specific times in your schedule where you're going to set aside for that class. Also, you kind of want to devote a certain time, so that's kind of the same. You want to devote that certain time for those classes. Make that a part of your schedule, your routine. You want to get to know your professor, so email, call, maybe stay a little later on your Zoom classes and ask them any questions you have. Don't be afraid to ask them for help. Ask them how they prefer to be contacted, what's the easiest way to contact them, how they usually respond fastest. Do not be afraid to ask those questions. That's very important in making sure that you're getting that extra information. Since it's harder not having that teacher or professor in front of you, you can use those questions and reaching out to your professor to help kind of fill in those gaps of where you're kind of confused on the material. And then also you want to use your technology to your advantage. We have a lot of resources on campus and we will be talking about those later. You want to make sure you're using all the tools that you can through technology to make sure you're successful. Connect with other students. If you have emails of your other students or if you want to chat them in your classes, like on Blackboard, I know there's like little group discussions on Blackboard sometimes. See if they want to do a study session with you online or if they want to meet somewhere with you. see if there's other students struggling with the same things you are, and kind of just collaborate with your fellow peers in your class as much as you can. They can help you through a lot. And then lastly, one of our big tips is to set up your environment. So you want to make sure that you are not just turning on your online classes while you're in bed. You want to get out of bed, set up your environment to where you are comfortable, you are motivated, the energy is just good for you, and you know that you're ready to focus on your class. You can do things like just putting simple like posters or things on your desk that kind of inspire you to succeed in class, kind of like your goals, something that motivates you. Other things that are beneficial is like opening a window, letting that fresh air come in. That can always kind of energize you a little bit. Using also that natural lighting can be very good to help you just set that environment to be enjoyable for you so that you can focus and be motivated to get through that class for that day or whatever you're working on. So going a little bit more in detail of some of these tips and tricks is if you're having trouble staying on track, like we said, you want to log into your class at a specific time. You want to make sure that's scheduled and plan it to when you know you're going to be the most energized. If you know that in the mornings you typically are more focused and energized, you want to make sure that that's when you log on to your class. Or if you prefer the afternoons, do it then. Set a certain amount of your time to devote to each class. Yes, again, just make sure that's scheduled for you. Some classes may take longer than others due to more content, so schedule accordingly. It goes kind of into time management, just knowing when you have the best available time, when you're going to be the most motivated. Take that initiative and set that time aside for your class. If you're having trouble understanding the content, please reach out to your professors and utilize them. It might be harder not having that teacher in front of you, and there can be a lot of information that kind of just slips through the cracks if you're not asking those questions or reaching out to your professor. Do not be scared. They're here to help you. They want to see you succeed. Ask them if they're willing to take phone calls. Ask them if they prefer emails. Ask them if you're willing to come up to their office hours. Make sure you know the location and their hours. Schedule meetings with them via Collaborate or in person, whichever works best for you guys. And then set up a good time for tutoring. So we will also talk a little bit about the tutoring resources we have here on campus. If you're easily distracted, this can also cause a lot of issues with your online classes. You want to make sure you turn off your TV and that you turn your ringer off your phone. If you're getting notifications on social media, you want to make sure you're not tempted to grab your phone and look at that. You want to be completely focused on the time you've set aside for the class. Try to make sure you're doing it in a room where there's not people around you to distract you. Make sure you have a quiet area where you can focus. Try to schedule your time around times when you know there's not going to be other distractions going on. So if you know that you are going to be busy doing something, or you got to go to a kid's baseball game, you want to make sure that you're not doing this stuff while there's other things going on around you. You want to schedule it to when you have that free time. Okay, so here are the ASU resources that are available to you and that you should use if you're ever struggling. The Tutor Center is awesome. there's in multiple disciplines. So if it's with math, if it's with history, if it's with sciences, there's a range of tutors available to you. If you can't come into the tutoring center, you can schedule a virtual tutoring session. Students are allowed 2 hours of free online tutoring per week. So that's free 2 hours per week that you can have help on any of the classes you're struggling. The writing center is very awesome. You're writing a paper and you're unsure if the format's correct, if your grammar is good, you can just submit a Word document to the tutoring center and the writing center, and somebody will read that paper over for you and answer any questions and correct any things that need to be done. The math lab. So you can go to the math lab in person, or if you are out of San Angelo, you can log into Upswing, and if you I think it's linked right here. If you just click the Upswing thing, you can go straight to there. You can also go on ASU .edu or angelo.edu and go to, just type in Math Lab in the search bar. It will come up, and the little Upswing link will be right there. You go in there, you log in, your normal ASU login, and you can schedule times to have a math tutor or some time to just work through math problems on Upswing. That can help you through some of that. The library, if you need help finding research like books or journal articles for any papers that you're writing, you can always ask a librarian. They will point you in the right direction. They will help you find what you're looking for. If there's something that you can't get a hold of that you know would help you in your paper, they can help request that for you. So yeah, you can find all of these resources through the angelo.edu website, just typing in tutoring, math lab, writing center, library, whatever you need help with. And then lastly, I just wanted to have the counseling center information for you. We are always here Monday through Friday. You can come in 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for a walk-in, or you can schedule an appointment if you need to talk to anybody about anything. Also, we have our 24-hour crisis helpline. It is, like I said, 24 hours. So 2 o'clock in the morning, you need to talk to somebody, you can call this number. And that's it for today. And there we go.